You have told yourself, this year I will start my tech career. I'll become a 10x developer. I will travel around the world. I will start learning that new programming language. I will buy myself a car. I will go to the gym. Does that sound familiar? But how many of us actually get to December with nothing to show? Okay, let's do it like this. Raise your hands up if in the past you've spent hours procrastinating, or if you've spent hours redoing the same tasks over and over again, or if you were just simply overwhelmed by everything and you just gave up. Raise your hands up. Don't worry, I'm not going to judge you. I'm just going to listen to you, okay? I can relate. I totally understand. This year is going to be different. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set yourself up for a productive coding year so that you can crush your goals and look back and smile and pat yourself in the back with a well done. Now, interestingly, these tips will also apply even if you're not a developer. So if you're interested in becoming more productive in this new year, then please watch till the end, okay? Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Baby Praise Emmanuel. I know that because I'm talking about productivity and I'm mentioning the word year, you may be thinking that this is a goal setting video. No, it is not. I'm not going to be talking about goal setting because I have an entire video, in fact 2 videos on my channel that talks about goal setting. So just in case you have not yet set your goals, or maybe you're wondering how to, I am sure that those 2 videos will be very helpful. Today we're going to be focusing on the things that would help us have a productive year. So if you are ready for it, go to the comments and type ready. Now, the truth is, productivity is not about working harder. It is about working smarter. Many developers and even tech enthusiasts struggle not because they do not have the skills, but because they do not set up their lives for success. So they lose a lot of time and energy in the wrong things, ending up the year unproductive. So I've been in that scenario a lot where I said, oh, I want to learn this programming language, I want to do this, I want to do that, and in the course of the year I discovered that, oh, I did a couple of things, but it seemed like I spent a lot of time repeating the same thing, or I just found that a particular period in the year I was not as effective as I was in the other parts of the year. So many of those scenarios. But yeah, it is actually possible for you to set yourself up for success even at the beginning of the year, before you even get into the year. Okay, so let's talk about it in details. First thing first, your workspace. Where you work or the environment that you find yourself in significantly impacts your focus and energy. So here is how to get your environment right. Number 1, declutter your desks. Have you ever wondered why senior developers invest in a good and tidy workspace? It is because it inspires them to do more work and stay motivated in that space. I'm not asking you to go and buy gadgets to just set up your own fancy workspace, but then ensure that your workspace environment is tidy. Start by clearing your table. Now, if you don't already have a table, it's good to have a space in your house where you come to work every day. So you can set up a table, but then declutter your table. Remove all of those unnecessary things from your table. Ensure that you keep just the essentials on your table. Now, when I say the essentials, I'm talking about your gadgets, probably a notebook to take some notes, maybe a bottle of water, maybe some plants for a bit of greenery and for aesthetics. But yeah, just ensure that you have a table that is free from cluster, okay? It is really going to help your mind. So invest in a good chair as soon as you can. Trust me, your back and your neck will thank you for that during those long coding hours. Ensure that that area is well lit. So it could be natural light. Natural light is the best, but then it could also be artificial light. Just ensure that the light has several levels of brightness that you could reduce or maybe increase to. But then there are still some other people that do not like light in their workspace. Just do you. Just ensure that it's not so hard for you to see your screen. It is very easy for you to read what is on your screen without you straining your eyes, okay? Any form of light at all boosts your mood and your focus when working. So now that we have spoken about your physical workspace, the next workspace you have to think about is your digital workspace. Yes, your computer, your laptop, whatever you like to call it, your PC. Yes, that machine that you use to work. it is time to declutter it. If your computer is cluttered, untidy, or slow, you're setting yourself up for frustration. I'm telling you from experience. So I personally noticed that those times that I blocked out time to declutter my system, I felt more inspired to work. I felt like I'm starting afresh. So you can start by clearing your desktop. All those pictures that are littered everywhere, all those screenshots that you took, all of those files and folders that are scattered everywhere, please clear them up, organize them. You can put stuff in folders so that you know where to look for them when you need them. But yeah, clear your desktop. So I highly recommend, okay, you have organized your physical space, you have organized your digital space. The next thing for you to do is to organize your day and your calendar. There's a popular quote that says that a productive year is built on productive days. Here is how to structure your day and your calendar depending on your goals. Number one is time blocking. Please dedicate specific chunks of time to specific tasks. For example, you block out time for coding, time for meetings, time for learning, time for goals. So apps like Google Calendar, Notion, Google Tasks can help you with that. Now the second tip is the 2-minute rule. Now this rule states that if a task will take you less than 2 minutes to do, then do it immediately. So for example, if you were going to push to GitHub, or if you were going to make a call, you know that those activities will take you less than 2 minutes. Rather than procrastinate and say, I will do it later, do it immediately. So just use that and apply it to whatever you want to do. If it is going to take more than 2 minutes, or if it's going to take less than 2 minutes rather, then just do it immediately, on the go. Just get it done. And the third tip is daily review. Now I noticed this has helped me. So what this entails is just you looking back at the day to see what exactly you spent your time on. As little as this sounds, it's going to surprise you, because at the end of the day, if you don't do anything productive or anything useful, you will just start asking yourself, what exactly was I doing all day? And then you will start to pay more attention to the activities that you spend your time on during the day. So yeah, towards the end of the day, or maybe before you sleep, just do a review of the activities that you spent your day on, and just see whether it was worth it, or if it's something that you're going to eliminate from your day, or maybe keep in your day. You can also plan for the next day as well after reviewing your day. It's actually very important that you don't let a whole week pass without you reviewing those activities that you've done, because you want to be able to track and say that, okay, this is actually what I spent the last 4 months doing. So imagine you do that consistently for a month. You're able to look back and say, okay, this is what exactly I did. And then if you're not moving towards those goals that you've set, you know how to go back and redress and do the right things that you're supposed to do. It's just going to give you lots of clarity on what you've been spending your time doing. So I highly recommend, okay? Some productivity hacks for developers. The first one is setting timers. So I don't have a name for it per se, but it is something I recently started doing also. So what I do is, before I start a task, I turn on the stopwatch. At the end of the task, I'm able to turn it off and check how much time I spent on that task. The thing that happens to your mind when you have a timer on, I don't know, but it is magical. Your brain just tells you that, oh, you're being tracked or something, and it just keeps you alert and gives you energy and motivation to get that thing done. So I highly recommend you can actually set a timer before you get tasks done, and check back to see how much time you actually spent on that task. Now, another good thing of this particular method is that it gives you a sense of the number of hours you're going to use when planning your activities. So because you have done this thing and you know that you did it for 4 hours, the next week when you're planning for that same thing, you can actually block out 4 hours to get it done. Now the second one, this is especially for developers, is code snippets. Now, you know those code commands and those snippets of code that you get to use all over, more than one time. You can actually write them, save them somewhere. I recommend GitHub gist. You can save it as a private gist, so that the next time you have to do that task, you don't start doing it from the scratch. You can just go to the gist, copy the commands in your terminal, and you're on your way, or copy the code and paste it and you're on your way. So this is going to save you a lot of time. You can't even imagine. So copying code snippets, code commands for later use is going to save you a lot of time, trust me. Another tip or another hack is using keyboard shortcuts. I have learned greatly that we need to learn how to maximize the tools that we use. Now, the keyboard has a lot of shortcuts that help you to do some things without you going, like for example, if you were to open a particular file, rather than going all the way to like go to search for where the file is saved or stored on your computer and then opening it, with just some button presses, it's up and running. So knowing how to use those keyboard shortcuts is going to save you a lot of time, even for like the code editor, VS Code for example. Knowing how to use shortcuts in your code editor is going to save you a lot of time. So just try it and you thank me later. You'll just be working swiftly because you know what to do, you know where to get things done, and you don't have to have everything in your head. You can actually like create a document of the commands that you use a lot, or maybe the things that you do a lot. You can just save it somewhere, so when you want to do that particular thing, just check and do it. Just use the shortcut and you're good to go. The next one is to use Kanban boards. So softwares like Trello, Notion, Google Tags have this feature where you're able to create a board with your activities. So you can actually categorize your activities or your tasks is a better word, into groups. Say for example, you have to do, you have on it, you have done, you have reviewed, completed. Even for the tasks that you do that is not necessarily work. So for example, I wanted to shoot a video, I had to write a script, so arranging all of those things in a Kanban board and just moving them around helps you track your activities, helps you to know, okay, I've done this, oh, I've not done this, oh, this is left, this is what is remaining. It's going to help a lot because you can visualize what you want to do rather than just say I'm going to do it and then you're doing all of the calculations in your mind. It is better to have a visual way of organizing yourself. Okay, productivity is not just about tools, it is also about habits. So I don't want you to go off thinking that, oh, this tool, and then you just forget. So what are some habits that you can cultivate? The first one is learning consistently. So as a human being, you don't necessarily need to be a developer. You need to have that mindset of learning continuously, because what you're doing right now is learning, and some of the tips that you're going to be picking from this video would help you in your next the next work you do or whatever you're going to be doing with them. But if you have not learned it, you'll probably be stuck in the old way of doing things that you have been doing for years. So it's actually very important to take out time daily if possible, weekly if possible, to learn consistently. That way your mind is always up to date, just like a software would be, and you're not out of touch with the latest developments, with the things that are happening in the world generally. Okay, so it could be watching tutorials, it could be reading books, it could be listening to podcasts, whatever. Just ensure that you keep learning every day or at least every week. Another habit that you need to cultivate is taking breaks. Know when to take a break. Please, you don't want to break down, you don't want to fall sick before you now start learning how to take breaks the hard way. So know when to step away from the screen to recharge. So whether it is to take a walk, whether it is to go and eat, whether it's to just stretch your body, whether it's to drink water or even go to the gym, just ensure that you're taking breaks. You don't want to sit down for a long time. Like, it's one thing to do it once or twice because you have a deadline to meet. It is another thing to do it because it is a habit. You just know how to sit down at a long stretch. Say for example 9 hours. It's great, you're very hardworking, but in the long term it's beginning to tell on your body. So I learned it the hard way. Also, your brain needs rest to reset. So you don't want to wear out your brain. Have mercy on your brain. Give it a bit of time to reboot, refresh, and get energized for the next line of work that you want to do. So just spare your brain some time to rest. The next thing is celebrate your small wins. This is actually underrated, but then I'm going to say that this is actually a two-way bullet. Let me just call it that. A two-way bullet, in the sense that when you celebrate your wins, it encourages you to do more. When you celebrate your wins in public, you're also showing up. So for example, you're a developer and then let's say you finish a course on a particular programming language. you post it saying that, oh, I just finished this course, people will tell you, oh, congratulations, well done, you feel good. Another thing is somebody somewhere is watching and say, oh, this guy now knows how to do this thing. So imagine what it would be like if that particular action of celebrating your small wins compound. So people will be able to see all of the progress that you've made, and they are able to like recommend you for stuff. They can say that, oh, this person has been posting about this person has been doing this, let us recommend this person for this thing. So that's one scenario. I'm not saying you celebrate all your wins in public. I'm just saying that some of these things, especially if you're a developer, is going to put you out there, and it's a very easy way to tell people about what you do or show up without necessarily like planning to show up in quotes. Remember that it is not about perfection, it is about progress. So in the course of this video, I've shared several tips around setting up your environment, both digital and physical environment. I've talked about planning your day and your calendar. I've talked about building good habits. I've also talked about optimizing your tools. I really hope that you're able to use all of these tips to your advantage. Feel free to tweak it a bit to suit your current situation. Feel free to like optimize it as well. And please, if you have any more tips, please do well to drop them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to learn from you. Please help us, okay? Now, if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? Anyways, please subscribe so that I'll be encouraged to make more videos like this. If you have any topic you want me to talk about, it has to be related to tech or at least personal development, growth, those kind of things. Yeah, just let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to make that video. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video and subscribe. Please subscribe, okay? All right, see you in the next one. Bye.